Another reason to read human psychology is that it deepens your understanding of love. Love is not just an emotion, it is influenced by attachment, expectations, trauma, and communication patterns. Psychology explains why love can feel healing or painful, stable or chaotic. With this knowledge, you approach love more consciously and less blindly. Psychology also helps you understand motivation, why people succeed, procrastinate, or give up. It explains the role of discipline, reward systems, fear of failure, and self-belief. These insights are invaluable for achieving goals and building long-term success. Reading human psychology ultimately makes you more aware. Awareness changes everything. When you are aware, you respond instead of reacting. You understand instead of judging. You grow instead of repeating the same mistakes. Psychology does not make life perfect, but it makes it clearer. In a world full of noise, psychology teaches you to listen to yourself and others. It teaches you that behind every behavior is a story, behind every emotion is a need, and behind every reaction is a reason. This understanding transforms the way you see people and the way you live your life. You understand learning styles, motivation, and student behavior. Psychology is not limited to therapists or academics. It is useful for anyone who interacts with humans, which means everyone. Psychology also helps you understand society. It explains group behavior, social pressure, obedience to authority, aggression, empathy, and moral decision-making. When you read psychology, social issues become clearer. You begin to understand why people follow trends, why crowds behave irrationally, and why societies repeat certain patterns throughout history. Another powerful aspect of psychology is understanding human suffering. Many people carry invisible pain, trauma, rejection, loneliness, and emotional wounds that are never openly discussed. Psychology teaches you to see beyond behavior and recognize pain where others see weakness. This perspective makes you kinder, more compassionate, and more human. Reading human psychology also improves emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize, understand, and manage emotions, both your own and those of others. People with high emotional intelligence communicate better, handle stress more effectively, and build healthier relationships. Psychology helps you recognize emotional cues, understand emotional triggers, and respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. In a world where emotional misunderstandings destroy relationships daily, emotional intelligence is a life skill, not a luxury. Another powerful reason to read human psychology is to understand other people. Many conflicts happen because people assume others think and feel the same way they do. Psychology teaches you that every individual has a unique mental framework shaped by culture, upbringing, personality, and experience. When you understand this, you become more patient, more empathetic, and less judgmental. Instead of labeling people as rude, selfish, or cold, you begin to ask deeper questions about what might be influencing their behavior. Reading human psychology also helps you develop inner strength. When you understand how the mind works, you are less controlled by fear, comparison, and external validation. You learn how self-esteem is built, how confidence grows, and how inner dialogue shapes reality. Psychology empowers you to build a healthier relationship with yourself. It also helps you understand why people resist change, why they fear growth, and why comfort zones feel safe but limiting. This insight is crucial for personal development. You stop forcing change through willpower alone and start working with the mind instead of against it. Psychology reveals the importance of boundaries. Many people struggle because they do not understand psychological boundaries, where their responsibility ends and someone else's begins. Reading psychology teaches you how to protect your mental space, say no without guilt, and avoid emotional exhaustion. Another reason to read human psychology is that it deepens your understanding of love. Love is not just an emotion, it is influenced by attachment, expectations, trauma, and communication patterns. Psychology explains why love can feel healing or painful, stable or chaotic. With this knowledge, you approach love more consciously and less blindly. Psychology helps you understand that people's actions are often driven by unmet emotional needs, such as the need for validation, security, belonging, or control. Once you recognize these needs, human behavior becomes easier to interpret. This understanding is incredibly valuable in friendships, romantic relationships, family dynamics, and professional environments. Human psychology is the study of the mind, behavior, emotions, thoughts, and the invisible forces that guide human actions.